This is Wes Beibers with the Commonwealth Group. We're out here today at the beautiful Idle Hour Country Club in Lexington, Kentucky. We're having a little meeting up here today, and this afternoon we're going to go out and watch the ponies run out at Keeneland. So it's been a little slow in the mortgage business recently, so we got to go win some money and get baby a new pair of shoes. At any rate, one of the things I want to talk about today is when is a good time to buy a house? If you've watched any YouTube videos recently on real estate or mortgages or anything of the like, all it is a lot of doom and gloom. Oh, interest rates are so high, there's nothing to buy, etc., etc. Folks, let me just go ahead and tell you, if you're waiting for the right time to buy a house, you may never buy a house, especially if you listen to the people on YouTube, even though this video is coming up this way. The one thing I always like to say to people, it's always a good time to buy, because there's an old phrase, at least an old phrase that I've known for quite some time, that goes, whether you rent or whether you buy, you pay for the space you occupy. And if you say, well, I'm going to buy a house now, but interest rates are high and there's really, again, no selection out there. Folks, if you can afford to make the payment, you need to buy. It's as simple as that. If you're renting, waiting for interest rates to come back down into the 3% range like we were, say, a year or two ago, you could be waiting for a very long time. Even if you go in right now at, say, 8% on a house, if you can make the payments, you're going to be better off, simply because rent is going to go up. Rent goes up every year. It certainly doesn't come down. However, if you buy a house, you lock in with a fixed rate, you know what your payments are going to be. If interest rates go down, well, great, refinance the house. If interest rates go up, congratulations, you won, you got a lower rate. So whenever somebody asks me, is this a good time to buy a house? I'm always like, yeah, it's always a good time to buy a house if you're in a position to make the down payment, get a fixed rate, and qualify for the loan. Now, again, you may not be in a situation where you can. And one other thing I always like to say about that is, how long are you going to be in the house? People say, well, house prices may go down. Well, yeah, house prices do go up and down. Believe me, we've seen it. We saw it in 2007, 2008, and 2009 in areas like Las Vegas and Phoenix and Silicon Valley and places like that. However, over time, you are going to come out. Even those people who bought at the height of the market around 2007, 2008 in some of those locations, they came back and did well. They made it up. If you stay in the house, the overall trajectory of real estate is up. Even back, going way back even into the 90s, we had the Route 128 recession in Boston. Boston and the New England states were in big trouble. It all came back. Folks, what I'm saying is, it's better to buy than to rent, because your rent payment is going to go up over time. Your house note, especially if you do a fixed rate, is going to remain the same. And even if you buy the house and the prices go down a little bit, chances are very good that you're going to be okay. The one thing I always say whenever I talk to somebody about buying a house, the first question I ask is, how long do you plan to be there? If you're going to be there less than 3 years, maybe you're in a job transfer situation, don't buy. It probably, you know, if rates and prices conspire, you might lose some money. That's probably not the best thing to do. On the other hand, if you're going to be in a house, say, 5 years or longer, and this is going to be where you live and raise your family, etc., then buy the house. You can always refinance it later if rates come down, and if rates go up, you've won. So, whenever somebody asks you, is this a good time to buy a house? My answer is always the same. Yes, buy the house. You'll be okay in the long run. Ignore the doom mongers that are on YouTube. This is always a good time. You'll always come out. Again, Wes Beibers with Commonwealth Group, innovative services for the mortgage industry. Have a great day.